Hey guys, Matt Bishop here from therockrevival.com, and I am on the phone right now with Rickey Medlocke of Lynyrd Skynyrd. Sir, how are you this morning?
Doing great. How you doing?
Pretty good, not too bad. So you guys have been on tour for quite some time now. How's the tour going?
Tour's going good. You know, we've already been to Europe for like 3 weeks, and then back over here, and then back on the road, you know, here in the States. Done some Canadian shows, and getting ready to go back to Canada again here shortly. And then end up at the end of the year, we'll be back in Europe, in the UK, doing the Classic Rock Music Awards over in London toward the beginning of November, and that'll wrap this year up, you know. But got the new record coming out on the 21st in 5 days, and we're really excited about that. We're doing a lot of promo right now, starting for the new record, and it's called Last of a Dyin Breed. And we're excited about it, man. We're playing a couple of songs in the new show, you know, with that, and just, I don't know, man, we're just having a good time right now.
What has the reaction been from the fans when you guys drop the new songs?
Actually, the reaction right now is really good. We're playing the title track, Last of a Dyin Breed, and then we're switching between a song called Good Teacher and another song called One Day at a Time. And the reaction has been really positive, really well. This time Roadrunner Records has got these videos out now on YouTube that they play the new song and they play the new lyrics, the lyrics to the song, you know, and you can go and look at the lyrics as the song goes. And we're noticing a lot of people now starting to, when we come out and start playing Last of a Dyin Breed, we notice that they know the lyrics already, and they're singing along with the song. So it's doing its job, and let's just, you know, we're just hoping for the best, you know.
Absolutely. Now, this is your first release since 2009, Gods and Guns. What can fans expect this time around overall? Is you just Skynyrd being Skynyrd, or have you guys tried some different things on this record?
Well, we did. What we actually ended up doing was we consciously kind of went back to doing the record, recording the record old school, where all of us got in the studio at one time and played the stuff, you know, after it was written. We played the stuff live in the studio, recorded it kind of live, and then whatever few mistakes was here and there, you know, we'd go back and correct. But unlike the way we've recorded before the last several records, you know, we changed it up, and I believe it made all the difference in the energy and the feel of the record. And you know, I like that. I mean, I welcomed that. You know, when the idea was brought up by our producer Bob Marlette, I just welcomed the idea. I think that's the way a band. If you're a band, that's the way a band should record as a band together. And it was a great experience.
Do you think it's something that fans will take notice of and appreciate on this record?
Well, I mean, I think that I'm not so sure that they will, you know, the majority of the people will know exactly, you know, how we put it together. But I think the vibe and the feel on this record is a lot different than the last record, and I think that there's a great possibility that they might catch that, you know, and say, you know, maybe what did they do different on this, you know, but I just want them to enjoy the record, you know, and we put a lot of work into it, and had a great time in doing it, and it was a fun record to do, and we enjoyed being in the studio with it this time. It was great.
Now, let's go back to the touring aspect of it. Obviously, you mentioned that you guys have been touring pretty much the world extensively. What do you think the state of rock and roll is at this day and age? You know, there's a lot of people that say, well, rock and roll is kind of dying and, you know, the fans aren't really there anymore. But yet, there's a band like Lynyrd Skynyrd who's been around for, you know, 30 years or so, still touring the world.
Well, the thing about it is, man, I think that first of all, with the title of this new record, "Last of a Dyin Breed," I think that Lynyrd Skynyrd is kind of a band that's the last of a dying breed, because basically we're one of several bands like AC/DC and Aerosmith and the Rolling Stones and ZZ Top and the Allman Brothers, people like that are still out there touring and still out there drawing great crowds. I mean, we're 3 generations deep in fans right now, from 15 to 65. So when somebody makes a statement that rock and roll is dying out, and it's dead and this and that and other, I think these kind of people that make those kind of statements are a little bit ignorant, and maybe they're the ones that's behind the times. I don't foresee, honestly, I don't see really what you say rock ever really dying. I think everything goes in cycles. I think that what goes around will come around, and things go in cycles. And I think rock music in some form or fashion will always be there. You know what I mean?
I hear you. So,
the touring aspect of it, we see it everywhere we go. And the point being is, when you go to Europe and you see some of these rock music festivals that draw 100, 150, 180, 200,000 people, trust me, rock is not dying. When you don't see that over there, it's hard for anybody to imagine that over here. When you've never been to Europe and played some of these festivals, it's unbelievable. I mean, it really is. They over there have 3- and 4-day rock festivals. So does South America. So does Australia, New Zealand, and places like that. We're the ones really kind of not really doing it over here. We don't have anything like that anymore over here. And it's a shame, because it is unbelievable how many rock festivals over there are just massive. And we enjoy playing them, man, because you have a blast. I mean, you just really have a lot of fun. They love Lynyrd Skynyrd. I mean, if you can imagine this, we just played a festival in France here this past June, and it was called Hellfest. And the headlining band over us was Megadeth, and we went over phenomenal. So they just love, once they're fans, they're just fans for life over there, and they hold true to their music. I wish I could see more of that over here. I wish that we play festivals over here, of course, like the Moon Dance Jam and things like that. But it just doesn't seem to be the same over here as it is over there. Or we just played last November. We closed out the tour in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And in Sao Paulo, Brazil, they had 4 days of a rock fest over there, and there was 100,000 people there that we played in front of. It was just amazing, But the touring aspect of it, man, we're out here. We're just out here promoting and playing, Skynyrd music. And to us, rock and roll is nowhere near dying,
Well, that's good to hear, my friend, and I'm sure the fans are excited to hear that as well. Let me ask you this. What are the chances of Skynyrd ever throwing their own festival here in the States?
Well, you know what? We kind of toyed with that at one time, where we would, throw a 3- or 4-day festival in certain cities around, and I remember we threw that idea around and came up with different names about Lynyrd Skynyrd's Beer and Barbecue Fest and all that kind of stuff. But one thing about it is, I can say this much: that is a hard thing to organize.
Oh yeah.
To get it organized and to get it right is a very tough thing. But at it's not impossible. You just got to go. You just got to go the gamut. You got to go the length, you know, and you run that gauntlet, man, and try to do the best you can. It's a very hard deal to do.
I agree. Well, sir, before I let you go here, real quick, favorite song or two on the new record?
I like One Day at a Time. I like Good Teacher. I like Homegrown. Those three right there right now come to mind. I mean, there's quite a few on there that are great songs. Something to Live For is a good ballad. I don't know, man. There's a lot of good stuff on there, but those come to mind right off the bat, you know.
Well, it sounds like fans are going to have a lot to digest when they pick up this new album.
You got it, brother.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for joining me. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Rickey Medlocke of Lynyrd Skynyrd. The new album, Last of a Dyin Breed, is out on August 21st on Roadrunner Records, so go get it and crank it up and keep the Southern rock and roll alive.
Got it, brother. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Hey, thanks for calling, man. We'll talk to you soon.
No problem. Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time.
You got it, bro. Bye-bye.
Take care.